So the divine asked me to create this video because he wanted people to realize that they had more power and control than they think with regards to how people view them and how they are treated. So he thought this was a really important subject. I also want to give a shout out to Closet Intuitives in the hopes that this video will speak to you guys as well. Because you, along with many others, have difficult truths. So I relate to you guys on a personal level, which is why I thought this video was also important for you guys. Probably should have made it a lot sooner than I am, to be honest. The first thing they wanted me to talk about was identity and how you view yourself. I went through an identity crisis when I went from marketing executive to medium, because that's my self-image, that's my brand, that's the light that I'm shining to the rest of the world. So I had to go from viewing myself as someone who totally fit into mainstream society as a marketing person to a psychic medium. And that was a really difficult thing for me to accept, because I sat there just crying and saying, I'm a weirdo, and society's rejecting me and I'm rejecting myself. And that was a huge problem. So it was like this tunnel that I had to travel through in order to get to the other side of self-love, self-acceptance, being proud of myself and who I am, embracing my God-given gifts and talents, finding a way to use them in order to help others, etc. So life purpose is also part of this. Identity that's the light you're shining to the world, which is why life purpose is so important to the other side, because it's like, be who you are, shine authentic light, be real, be raw, be who you're meant to be. And you'd be surprised, because, I know someone could argue it's like, well, I am who I am. My job and what I do for a living is not who I am. It actually is. It actually is. Your job is definitely part of who you are. It's part of your identity. I just want you to think about it. Like, watch how your friends respond to you if you switch careers. They're going to treat you differently. They're going to be like, whoa, I had you pegged as this, and now I got to see you as this. Well, this is weird. Oh, okay. But if you're saying this is who you really are, no problem. And maybe you'll lose some friends, and then maybe you'll gain some friends, but it'll balance out. You'll find energetic matches for yourself now that you're shining authentic light. So it actually benefits you. You attract more authentic relationships to yourself by aligning yourself with your truth and shining authentic light and pursuing your life purpose. So yeah, your identity, your life purpose is a big part of that. Please don't dismiss that. Please don't dismiss that, you guys. I'm serious. Unless you've gone through the tunnel, you might not know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's why closet intuitives want to stay in the closet. They don't want to go through the tunnel. They know the path is going to suck. And it does. But when you come out the other side, you're a stronger soul. And you're aligned with the truth. And you're opening that throat chakra and speaking your truth, right? So it benefits you energetically, right? So don't be afraid. Another thing is when society was rejecting me, I was crying, obviously saying, oh, I'm a weirdo, this is horrible, whatever. But now, if someone's rude to me or whatever, I'll just flat out call them out on it. I'll just say, will you please stop discriminating against me because I'm a psychic? I know that's what's going on here, and I need you to knock it off. I just call them out. I just accuse them of discrimination. Will you stop discriminating against me because I'm a psychic? Why not? Tell it like it is. Who cares? It's what they're doing. You can't control how people view psychics in general. I know there's a lot of crazy ones out there who are total charlatans. I know that, but I'm not. And I'm secure and confident in that fact. So don't treat me like one of those. Sorry. It's the same reason why not all personal injury attorneys are ambulance chasers. A lot of them are good people. It's trying to help the little guy. Right? Okay, number 2, attitudes and beliefs. What are your attitudes and beliefs about yourself and who you are? Is it positive, negative? Because universal energies respond to your attitudes and beliefs about yourself. Are you proud of yourself? Are you accepting yourself and appreciating yourself? Even your physical appearance. Do you think you're fat? What's your overall attitude towards yourself? Physical appearance, insides, outsides. Do you have a very low opinion of yourself? Do you think you're a loser? That's the light that you're shining. So universal energies are going to respond to that, and so are other people. People are psychic, man. That's all I can say is we're all connected. We're all part of this collective consciousness. People are psychic, man. They can tell when you have a low opinion of yourself. So if you don't treat yourself well, it psychologically causes other people to not treat you well either. Test it. Test it. Show yourself some love. Treat yourself well. Treat yourself like a king or queen and see other people respond to you. I don't know, mental, emotional. I don't know. It's just a dynamic that's going on with the way you treat yourself is the way other people treat you. Maybe it's because you set certain standards. You know how like you have that, running dialogue in your head, and how you treat yourself throughout the day is really important, and the relationship you have with yourself is the most important relationship you could have. You know all that? What if you've gotten used to like such a high standard of how you treat yourself that when someone else treats you poorly, you're like, whoa, 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 no, that's not cool. It tastes like vinegar, right? You can't digest it. You're like, bleh. And you notice it, and you're sensitive to that energy because you're used to a certain level of treatment that you give yourself. See how that works? It's interesting. Interesting way to look at it. I'm used to treating myself so well. When someone comes on my path and treats me poorly, like stings, and it's obvious and it's in my face. Whereas if maybe I'm used to beating myself up, somebody comes on my path and beats me up, it's like, well, yeah, I deserve that because I have a low opinion of myself anyway, right? No. So that's another thing is, sorry, I just want to stress the whole appearance thing, because this is also really important, and it goes beyond, shopping and being in a department store and looking nice. It goes beyond that. You're more likely to get approached by the sales rep if you look like you have money and you look put together or whatever, right? If you're like all dressed up, you feel like maybe you get more help from the salespeople. Well, it's also like how you carry yourself, how you dress. Are you eating healthy food? Are you exercising? What clothes are you wearing? Like, are you investing in yourself? That kind of thing. Because if you're dressed up, that affects how you carry yourself and your confidence level, that kind of thing. But it's kind of like the porch light on Halloween night, people walking by the houses where the porch light is off and walking up to the houses where the porch light is on. Is your porch light on? Are you open for business? Are you available for people to like interact with and talk with? Are you laughing and joking around with people? That shows others that you're like relaxed and open and here to have a good time. And it's that good energy that they want. Or did you just walk into a party and you're giving everybody a hug so you come across as warm and loving? So everyone else at that party is like, ooh, that person's really loving. I want to give them a hug, right? Like that's the signal you're broadcasting. I'm open. My porch light is on Halloween. Well, people are going to judge a book by its cover. They're going to judge you by your appearance. Now, your appearance is also going to affect your insides because you're going to feel more confident when you're dressed up. I remember when I was younger, if I was in a really bad mood, I would get particularly dressed up, because it would totally change my bad mood. It would really help me. Just boost me up. I would feel so much better about myself if I just got dressed up. Made a difference. However temporary, it made a difference. But yeah, I mean, your appearance, are you looking people in the eye? Yeah, so it just tells people, are you available or not? Mentally, emotionally, etc. Maybe you are really tired, you didn't get any sleep, and you're running around, your like hair's a mess, and you're just like, you're wearing your like, sweats or whatever, and a t-shirt, and you're just like kind of hunched over and just, determined to get your errands done and just kind of tired. Like, okay, so your light is off. You don't really feel like talking to people, and that's totally fine. So maybe you avoid eye contact, and you're like kind of short with people. You give them short answers, and you're like, yay, okay, whatever. Well, maybe it's your mood. It's your mood. You don't feel like talking to people. That's fine too. But I'm just saying, people are going to respond to that, so expect it. Now, another thing is maybe you run around like that all the time, where you're used to kind of shutting people out, and you're used to people just kind of giving you brief answers back, right? Maybe you're used to having those types of interactions with people. Well, try it. Experiment, and pay close attention to how you feel when you are treated differently. Like, dress up before you run your errands. Even if you're just going to the grocery store or whatever, running errands. Dress up and see how you get treated differently by people. Maybe the person in line at the grocery store behind you starts joking around with you because you just look more approachable and put together. Like, it's not meant as an insult. It's just, oh, this person looks approachable, or this person looks put together, or they look like, they look friendly, like they look like they want to talk to people, kind of thing. Open for business, right? So I just want you guys to experiment with that. Experiment with your appearance. And of course, I have to bring this up in every single video because the other side is completely obsessed with it, is self-love. And I talked about that earlier. How are you treating yourself? That's self-love. Are you about to get on an airplane? Okay, did you prepare? Did you plan ahead? Did you pack your favorite snacks? Did you pack your favorite magazines? Do you have your headphones so you can watch a movie on the plane? That's all self-love. And they're small gestures, but it's a big deal. So suppose I'm sitting next to you on the plane and I see you taking out all these things. You got your favorite stuffed animal that you're snuggling with. You got your favorite snacks and you're all decked out. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, wow, that person really took care of themselves. They've got their favorite music on their iPod that they're listening to. That's self-love. So is that going to affect how I view you? Yeah. I'm going to sit on an airplane next to you and I'm going to be like, that person's got it all figured out. That person's got it all together. As opposed to the person who's just like, hey, taking out their credit card, like, hey, are there snacks on this plane? I'm starving. I haven't eaten, They planned ahead. They've got it all together. And then I respect them for that, right? I respect them. They're showing self-love. My soul is responding to that. Maybe not actively, but passively. Subconscious even. Maybe I'm just thinking about this as I'm watching this person. Subconsciously, I'm just picking up on this and I'm watching her behavior while she's on the plane. It's the little things, you guys. Small, big, daily affirmations, etc. How are you treating yourself? That's the most important thing. How are you treating yourself? People notice. People notice and they respond to it. That's why the other side is obsessed with self-love. It's not just universal energies responding to self-love. It's other mortals responding to your self-love. You want to attract more love onto your path? Give it to yourself. You don't have to chase after people. Just give it to yourself. Take care of yourself. So, yeah. Another thing is the universe picks up on when we don't have self-love is my friend offered to watch my cat when I was out of town and she was recovering from a flu. And I was like, are you sure you're okay to watch Toonses? And she's like, yeah, I'm fine. Well, she wasn't fine because I tuned into the energy and it was really, really negative. And I was like, what the bleepity bleep? She's offering to do me a favor and this is negative energy. It was negative energy because it was considered a lack of self-love. Her body's a temple. She needs to be in bed, not driving over to my place to feed my kitty cat. So I had to tell her that. I had to say, I'm sorry. My angels are telling me that you're still sick and they want you to stay in bed. So it was a win-win because I had found a replacement, to watch Toonses for, that trip. And she ended up not attracting negative energy to herself because she demonstrated self-love by relaxing and taking care of herself. So it was something that I had to tell her that actually benefited both of us, but it was kind of a weird conversation. Yeah, so that's what I also wanted to say is other people also respond to that. So, I'm the martyr. I'm going to show up at the office when I'm totally sick. That tells all your coworkers you don't love yourself. I just heard a voice say, no, that tells my coworkers that I'm a team player. Oh, brother. What if your coworkers don't want to get sick? I know all those type A people out there. I get it. I can be one of those. I get it. But yeah, I'm just saying, maybe people are responding to you and your behavior and your attitude. I'm sick, but who cares? Well, your angels care. Your body's a temple. Go lay down. And stay away from your coworkers and don't get them sick because their bodies are temples too. So yeah, show your self-love and see how people respond to it. You know, I love myself and so should you, right? You're present, you're accessible, you're open for business. Another thing is they're showing me that tennis game where you just come across as stronger. People feel like they can walk up and hit the ball at you with a racket and you'll hit it back. You're stronger. You're stronger. That's why. It's available. And another thing that's really important is, of course, self-acceptance. And I was talking about this earlier with my intuitive example. Big deal. Accepting yourself when maybe society doesn't, because you're kind of a weirdo. Self-acceptance. The role of shame. Do you accept yourself or do you feel ashamed of who you are? You don't want to be a psychic medium. You are. It's your truth. You have this gift. You don't want to share it with others. You don't want to speak your truth. You don't want to be a psychic medium. You want to fit in. You want to be like everybody else and you want to fit in. You want to blend in. And you're worried about society rejecting you. Well, yeah. I mean, I used to be uncomfortable with the question of, so what do you do for a living? And I would dread it every time people would ask me. I was like, please don't ask me what I do. Please don't ask me what I do. Please don't. And they would ask me and I'd be like, I'm a counselor. Oh, what kind of counselor? Like, who who do you counsel? I'm a career counselor. Because I do a lot of life purpose readings, right? I'm a career counselor. Oh, that's great. Do you ever work any of those fairs? No. Well, you should. Yeah, that would be interesting. Should go work a career fair and just freak everybody out. Yeah. Anyway, that was before. Now I get asked the question, and it's like, so what do you do for a living? Oh, I'm a palm reader. Oh, I'm a fortune teller. I don't tell anyone I'm the absolute, because then I have to explain the whole channel of divine truth thing, and then they don't get it anyway, and they just think I'm stupid. So I tried to explain the whole absolute thing to a friend the other day, and she's like, well, that's God. And I'm like, yeah, so? And she's like, I'm like, okay, too far, I'm a psychic. I just tell people I'm a psychic. It's close enough. It's good enough, basically. People don't really understand what I do anyway. Unless you follow my channel, then you kind of get it. I'm a channel of divine truth. Try explaining that to people on the street anyway. But the fact of the matter is, I make it fun. People respond to me. You know, my life used to be the taboo subject of the dinner table. You know, people would say, you know, so Chrissy, how's your week? It's like, good. Then I go back to eating my food. I didn't want to talk about it. Family doesn't understand. They don't get it. Now it's just like, oh, it was great. Oh, you know, did a bunch of awesome readings. Blah, blah, blah. It was awesome. You know, like I'm proud of what I do. I'm happy, but it takes forever to get here. And this goes for any truth. This video is not just for intuitives. Obviously, I'm focusing on you guys because I relate to you on a personal level. This video is for everybody. Difficult truth, easy truth. You fit into society. You don't fit into society. You're a big fat weirdo. You're not. Whatever, as long as you're being authentic and real. This video is for you. Just making you question if you don't like how you're being treated or you feel like a victim, like everything's flying at you and the universe is working against you and this world sucks. Just saying. The divine asked me to make this video so that you guys know that you have more power than you think. Okay? Maybe people are responding to you. How are you treating yourself? Maybe others are treating you the way you're treating yourself. Critical inner voice, beating yourself up, whatever. So, yeah. And again, this isn't about perfectionism, but it's about being the best you can be and just applying yourself. Like the 4 agreements, always do your best. That's Don Miguel Ruiz. One of the 4 agreements is always do your best. Apply yourself and feel proud that you did. Don't be ashamed of who and what you are. And just have fun with it. And, you know, I have to tell you, I do understand your trials and tribulations and speaking your truth. I really wholeheartedly do. And you have my empathy and compassion. You do! It was hard. It took a long time. I do readings for other intuitives that are still in the tunnel. It's hard. And it has to come from within. It's not like all of a sudden everyone was like, okay, we're totally cool with what you do. Okay, we as a society accept you. No, that never happened. I made friends with other intuitives. Some of them in the closet, some out of the closet. I made friends with other intuitives. But it's not like all of a sudden society just opened up for me. They didn't. You know what I did? I carved out my own world in this one. I created my own world in this one. I do. I live in my own world. It's a very happy world. It's a very comfortable world. The other side helped me create it. But I carved out my own world. Yeah, it's not like all of a sudden society was like, okay, we're going to be really sweet to you now. It's like, no, I just call them out when they're not, basically. That whole discrimination thing. Can you please stop discriminating against me? Okay, number 6, behavior. This is basically what I mentioned earlier is, what's your behavior saying to people? How are you behaving towards yourself? You know, what's your body language? What is that telling people? You know, are you acting ashamed? Are you giving off a retreating, closed energy with your body language? You know, maybe that's also, you know, subconsciously, consciously, whatever, on a body language level, telling people to go away and F off. I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk to you. I'm doing my own thing. Just leave me alone. You know, head down, walking fast. That's fine. But if you want people to, you know, talk to you or whatever, just be relaxed and open. Like, I have a friend who's the queen of this. She's just like, hey, everybody. Just says hi to everybody. Like, hugs everybody. I love it. It's cool. It's a really nice, open energy. Super friendly. And then another thing is, again, just being conscious of truth. What is your truth? What's your life purpose? You know, are you happy where you live? Are you happy with your partner? Are you aligned with truth? Are you leading an authentic life? Make sure you're aligned with it. You know, open your throat chakra and speak it. Because that's the light. The truth is the light. God is the truth. So you'll be holding God's hand, essentially. And then universal energies will respond to the fact that you're aligned with truth. I think that's one of the reasons why I was able to carve out my own world within this one, because I'm aligned with truth. So you feed the collective consciousness feeds you. And that's straight from my Is Your Heart Close to Humanity video. You feed the collective consciousness feeds you. So my world is fed through an umbilical cord from the divine. Higher self divine, yeah. Okay, so another thing that's really important is firm boundaries, like being in touch with yourself, knowing what you want, and, you know, standing up for yourself and having firm boundaries where if people cross the line with you, you say, hey, that's not cool. You speak up for yourself. Another thing is, I noticed this makes people trust you more. If you have firm boundaries, people trust you more to be a little more authentic, where it's like, all right, I know that, you know, he or she's going to be honest with me. If I, like, push the envelope, they're going to say, ho, 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 that's not cool. That's not cool. It's kind of like being in a romantic relationship where you feel like you have to constantly rescue your partner or help them or build them up because they're not taking care of themselves within the relationship. So you have to take care of yourself and them within the relationship. So it kind of puts a strain on you. You know, they're losing themselves. They're not in touch with themselves. So they need to journal and get in touch with their wants, needs, goals, desires, so that they know what they want, so that they can develop firm boundaries. But it makes people trust you more when you have firm boundaries. Almost like, oh, okay, I crossed the line. That's cool. You know, at least this person knows where the line is. At least this person is self-aware enough to know where the line is. People can appreciate firm boundaries. I mean, you definitely come across as strong, but it doesn't have to be intimidating or mean. You know, it's all in the delivery and how you say it. But it makes people, you know, feel more comfortable. You know, I know that you can take care of yourself, so I don't have to take care of you for you. I don't have to rescue you. And then just with regards to trusting you, you know, you're strong, you're in control of yourself, you're large and in charge. You know, I'm not addicted to, drugs or alcohol. I am in charge of myself. I am in control of myself. My partner can trust me to go to a party and, I'm not going to end up doing anything I shouldn't because I'm in control of myself. I have firm boundaries. I'm strong. I'm reliable. It's like, yeah, Christine, go do whatever you want to know. You're not going to do anything. You have firm boundaries. You're strong. I trust you. I trust you. See how that works? People responding to you. So you can earn trust. And then another thing you can earn from people is respect. People respect you for having firm boundaries and being true to yourself. People respect you for showing self-love and just knowing who you are. I lost a lot of respect when I became a medium because the reason I had respect was for different career accomplishments, and I flushed that empire down the toilet when I switched careers. So I lost a lot of respect. What do you think? This is a really good thing to let you guys know. What do you think people in the marketing industry are thinking? I worked with a lot of printers, I worked with a lot of graphic designers, copywriters. What do you think they thought of me? Did you hear about Christine Pavlina? Oh my God. Yeah, I heard she went crazy. I heard she literally lost her mind and went crazy. Oh my God. Yeah. I lost respect from everybody. That's what happens when you switch gears and shock people like that and start talking about spirit guides all day. They think I went crazy. They still do. Nothing's changed. They think I went nuts. I lost a bunch of respect. And then, as time went on, I started getting respect back from different people for different reasons. So I get emails from people saying, Christine, I respect you for this. I respect you for that. I respect you for that. Thank you. Because this path sucked. It's been really hard. So thank you for respecting me. And the respect means more because it's for the real me. I'm getting respect for the authentic and true and raw me. So the respect that I'm getting means more. It's more meaningful. It's special. Pretty cool. It came back. I lost it. I lost all of it. And then it came back later. So, yeah, I don't always know who doesn't respect me. If there's people in my life that don't respect me, the other side won't always tell me, but they will pull me away from those people. Because they'll know, and it won't be for my highest good to know, they'll want to keep me in the dark about it, but they'll end up pulling them off my path or pulling me away from them, where it's like, oh, okay, Christine, come over here. We're going to take you away from the people that are talking about you behind your back. You just don't know it. So maybe they won't necessarily hurt my feelings and tell me that, but they'll just steer me away for different reasons. So that's what I wanted to share. I thought this video was really important. Again, I'm sorry I didn't make it earlier. I think this is a really important message to get out, and I do want you guys to play with this. I do. Just play with it. Test it. Test all these things. See how people treat you differently. It's like night and day. It really is. And then another thing is, if you think about it, if you're so used to treating yourself well, and you're so gentle with yourself, you have more gas in your tank because you're giving yourself that love and you're giving yourself that gas in your tank. So isn't that also going to affect how you treat people? You're going to be more lively and energetic and happy and friendlier. So you're going to have that outgoing personality and positive attitude towards other people. So you probably are going to be warmer towards them and sweeter towards them and caring and concerned towards them. You're going to have more to give them because you're giving to yourself. So it's not only them responding to your self-love, but also you having more to give them because you're giving to yourself. You have gas in your tank. You have something to offer. You have that energy to give them. You're not just completely tired and depleted and just worn out. Like, I'm not pursuing my life purpose. I'm not, doing anything. I'm just tired. Blah. Versus you being this, blossoming flower that's in full bloom and just glowing. people are going to be like attracted to that and want to connect with you. Okay? So, we are not helpless victims. We have much more power than we think, and I encourage all of you guys to tap into it. And in the meantime, take care and be well. Thank you.